Hey everyone, welcome back to my Crochet YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing y'all how to crochet these cute octopi stuffed animals. They're perfect for your stuffed animal collection. So for today's materials, you will be needing yarn. I use this yarn bee from Hobby Lobby, your scissors, yarn needle. I'm going to be using this small crochet hook to add my stitch marker. I'm using a 7mm crochet hook with a tennis ball as a new method I have started using. I'm using some safety eyes that I've gotten from Hobby Lobby. Perfect for the eyes, and my polyfill. So let's get started. To begin, you're going to be creating a magic circle. So you're going to wrap the yarn around your fingers, creating an X. You are going to stick your hook under that first strand, pull through and twist. You're going to yarn over and chain one, and you have your magic circle. You're going to start by crocheting 6 single crochet into the center. So 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then once you complete those 6 single crochet, you're going to pull the short string and tighten the hole. So now that you've tightened your magic circle, you're going to start on the next round. You're going to do an increase row, so you're going to do 2 single crochet into each stitch around. So 2 single crochet into each of the 6 stitches, creating 12 stitches total. So you're going to go into that first stitch. You're going to do 1 single crochet, and then going back to that same stitch and do another single crochet, creating 2 single crochet into the same stitch. Now I'm going to add a stitch marker. So I'm going to go back into that first stitch we made, and I'm going to just grab an extra piece of yarn and stick it through just to know where I've started. And then we're going to continue on to our next stitch, creating 2 single crochet into that same stitch. And 2. And then into the third stitch, creating 2 more single crochets. Continue doing that, and I'll meet you back at the end. Okay, so we have now completed the second row. You should have 12 stitches after doing 2 single crochet into each stitch. So I'm just going to count my 12. And then for the next row, you're going to do 1 single crochet and then 1 increase stitch. So 2 double crochet or 2 single crochets into the same stitch, and you're going to do that all the way around. So 1 single crochet, and then I'm going to put my stitch marker in to mark my starting point. So I did 1 single crochet into that first stitch, and then into my next stitch I'm going to do 2 single crochet. So here we have 1 and 2, and then into the third stitch I'm going to do 1 single crochet, and then going into that fourth stitch I'll do 2 single crochet. And we're just continuing this pattern all the way around. So 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochet. And then I will meet you back once you finish the round. Okay, so you have now completed the round, and you should have 18 stitches around. So now we're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and 2 single crochets. So 1 single crochet into that first stitch, going to add my stitch marker. And then I'm going to go into that second stitch and do 1 single crochet. And then I'm going to go into my third stitch and do 2 single crochet for that increase. And then I'm going to go into the next stitch with 1 single crochet, another 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochet. So we're continuing the pattern of 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet. So now that you have completed that row, you should have 24 single crochet around. And for this next round, we're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and 2 single crochet. So start off by doing 1 single crochet. I'm going to be inserting my stitch marker, and then I'm going to go into the next stitch with 1 single crochet, and then into the third stitch with 1 single crochet, and then my fourth stitch will have 2 single crochet. So the pattern for this round is 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochet. By the end, you should have 30 stitches around. So I'm just working my stitches in, 3 of the single crochet, and then 2 single crochet into that fourth stitch. And then I will meet you back once you finish the round of 30 stitches total. So I have now completed my round. I have 30 stitches around, and I'm now going to do 30 single crochet around for 5 rows. So I'm going to pull my stitch marker out, and I'm going to do 1 single crochet, and then I'm going to do my second single crochet. I'm going to go ahead and add my stitch marker right quick. And once again, I'm doing 1 single crochet into each stitch, no increases for the next 5 rounds. So 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and you should do this 30 stitches. You're going to do 30 stitches for all 5 rows, and I'll meet you once you finish. So I've now finished my 5 rows of 30 single crochet. This is the inside with the starting string. And I'm now going to be working in the front loops only for this next round. So we are only working in the front loops, but I'm going to go ahead and add a stitch marker to the back loop so I can remember where the back loop is going to be, because next row we are working back loops. So just to keep that in mind. So for our first front loop, you're going to be doing a half double crochet into our front loop, and then you're going to do 3 double crochets into the same stitch. So 1 double crochet, and then going back into that same stitch, you're going to do another double crochet, and then going into the same stitch again for the third time, you're going to do the third double crochet. And then you're going to move on to the next front loop. In the next front loop, you are going to be doing a slip stitch. And then in the next front loop, you're going to be doing a single crochet. And then going into that next front loop, you're going to do another half double crochet. And then in the same front loop, 3 double crochets. So going back into that same loop, you're doing your first double crochet, your second double crochet into that same loop, and then you're going to be doing the third double crochet into that same loop. And then once you finish that, you're going to go into your next front loop and do a slip stitch. And then in the next front loop, you're doing 1 single crochet. So you're going to repeat this process until you get back to the beginning, all the way around, creating your little legs, and I will meet you back in the beginning. So you have now completed your round. It should look like this with all your little legs. And then for the next row, we're going to be working in our back loops, and we're going to be creating a decrease round. So in order to do that, you are going to do 1 single crochet into the first back loop. So go into that back loop and create a single crochet. And then in the next, you're going to create your decrease by inserting your hook into that back loop, and you're going to go into the back loop right next to it. So you should have 3 on your hook. And then you're going to do your 2 single crochet. So you're going to do 1 single crochet, and then in the next stitch, you're going to do 1 single crochet. And then in the next back loop, you're going to insert your hook, and you're going to go through the one next to it as well, creating 3 loops on your hook, and you're doing a decrease. So the pattern for this round is going to be 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, decrease. So once you finish that row, you're going to start on the next row by doing 1 single crochet, a decrease, 1 single crochet, a decrease. So insert your hook into that first stitch, creating a single crochet. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my stitch marker for this round. Let's see if I can get it on. Okay. And then you're going to create a decrease. So go into that back loop, and then the next back loop, and create your decrease. And then in the next stitch, you're going to do 1 single crochet, and then in the 2 back loops, you're going to insert your hook into the first and then the one next to it, and you're going to create your single crochet. In the next stitch, you're doing your single crochet, and then in the 2 back loops, you're going to create your next decrease. And you're going to continue that all the way around. 1 single crochet, 1 decrease. So I've now finished that round, and your octopus should look like this. I'm going to take my stitch marker out. I'm going to set him over here, and we are now going to put our safety eyes on. So really, I'm just going to place them wherever. I normally like to place them towards the center. Let's see, this one will go in. And then once I get this one in, well, there we go. And now I see if they look even, and this one Looks a little bit higher, so I'm going to move it down a little bit. And there we go. That looks good. So I'm going to take the backs of my safety eyes and put them on my eyes so that they're nice and secure. And then I am going to add some of the polyfilm. So I fluff out my polyfill. And I put it into my octopus. And I'm just going to fill it until it is nice and plump. Okay, so I have now finished filling my octopus. It looks pretty good. And for our next row, we're going to just be doing decrease stitches. So all the way around are decrease stitches. So we go into the back loops. So we go into that first back loop, and then the back loop right next to it. Should have 3 on our hook. And create our decrease. And I'm now going to add my stitch marker. That way I can keep track of where I started. And then in the next 2 back loops, I'm inserting my hook. So insert and then insert. And then I'm going to create my decrease. And I'm going to continue that all the way around. Insert into the back loop, and then the next one, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, pull through 2 loops. And then same for the next 2 back loops, creating that decrease so that our hole can get smaller. And I will meet you back at the beginning. So we've now completed our decrease stitches. We're going to take our stitch marker out. I'm going to grab my scissors, and I'm going to, that was my yarn needle, but I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to cut the yarn about this long. I'm going to pull the yarn through that hole so that I can create a knot. I'm going to put my yarn needle on my yarn. And I'm going to be tying this hole up. So I'm going to insert my yarn needle through the back, and I'm going to go through the front, and then the back, and the front, just kind of weaving it in to close up that hole. I'm going to pull my yarn through, and then I'm going to continue doing that same thing through the back, through the front. It can get harder once it gets a little bit tighter. And then I'm going to pull my yarn through, and I'm just going to make sure the hole is nice and secure by taking my needle and just going through the middle, straight across. And then once again, just going through, closing up that hole. And then I'm going to knot my yarn. So I'm going to insert my hook into a random strand, pull through, insert my hook through the hole, and pull tight. And then I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to insert my hook into a random strand, leaving a loop open for me to reinsert my hook. Pull yarn through and pull tight to knot. So once I've knotted that, I'm going to insert my hook through the octopus just to get rid of the string. And I'm going to pull tight and cut the end. And you now have your finished octopus. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave suggestions in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.